Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be ranking each country's chances at this year's Euro 2024. We have got a tier list here with all 24 nations competing at the tournament on it. So I've split it into 5 different categories. I've got Bet the House. These are going to be the countries that I think are more or less surefire favourites to win the competition. Solid, I'm going to put teams who I think have a solid chance of winning, but they're not up there with the favourites to win the competition. Outside chance, obviously these will be the teams that, if some things can go their way, if other teams underperform, then they will be there. Dark horse, I'm going to put the teams that I think somehow could have a really good competition, but also could end up being really bad. And then group stage exit are obviously going to be the teams that I think probably have no chance of winning this tournament. So let's get into it. Competition time. If you want a chance to win a mystery football shirt Euro 2024 edition that's recently gone on sale, all you have to do is go over to my Twitter page, which is here, and all you have to do is just follow the instructions on the tweet and correctly guess the 2 finalists and the winner of this year's Euros. You manage to correctly guess it and have liked the tweet and subscribed to my YouTube channel, then you'll have a chance to win one of these shirts. Obviously, if only one person manages to do all of that correctly, they will guarantee themselves to win. But if obviously there's multiple winners, then we'll have to randomly select a winner. But if you want a chance to win a nice football shirt from Mystery Football Shirt in time for this Euros, then just head over to this Twitter page and do what you need to do. And just all you have to do is guess and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So yeah, good luck. Starting with the hosts then, Germany, and I think they have a solid chance of winning the tournament. So they've got home soil advantage, which is a main advantage obviously in this tournament. But with how the last few tournaments have gone for Germany, obviously they failed to make it out of the groups in the World Cup. At the last Euros, they got knocked out to England in the quarterfinals, I think it was. But they have a good team at the minute. Florian Wirtz, obviously, they've got the likes of Kai Havertz up front. He's finally managing to find form at Arsenal. They've got a solid midfield. Toni Kroos having his last bow out in football would be a good send-off for him if he could win a tournament here. The defence is good. Antonio Rudiger, obviously, going to be the heart of that defence. Ter Stegen, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. They have a solid squad. It's just, can they make that home advantage matter? I think they're on a tough side of the draw. They're going to have the likes of Spain, Italy, Portugal on their side of the group, and then potentially meeting France or England in the finals. They've got a solid chance. Denmark, then, they are obviously in England's group. I do back them to go up second, and I think they're a dark horse, Denmark. So it could go one or two ways for Denmark. They could go out in the round of 16, but Denmark have showed their quality a fair few times. In the last Euros, they got all the way to semi-finals, only losing to England in, was it extra time or just in the last minute? I remember Kane missed his penalty, but then managed to score the rebound. There were all the lasers on Kasper Schmeichel, and there was a lot of controversy. But Denmark have proven that they're a good tournament side, and I think every single tournament you got to consider this team can go far, because they've proved in the last few tournaments that they can progress well as a country. They've got a good system, a good team, and I think they're a dark horse in this tournament. Moving on then to Serbia, also in England's group. It's just, I think they might go through as third, and I also think they're a dark horse in this group. I think they've got some good players. Mitrovic and Vlahovic are 2 very good strikers, and I think that is a good foundation to have as a striker. It's just the rest of the team really, isn't it? But Serbia, I think they should have had a strong tournament at the last tournament in the World Cup, but they just didn't. But their time is coming, I think, Serbia, and I think they're going to have a good tournament. England, I think they're a solid chance. The only issue with England, and I don't think England are going to get to the final this year, is because if things go the way that they should, and both England and France top their groups, France and England will meet in the semi-finals, and I don't think England will beat France in a semi-final, because France's team is just way too good. France are on another level, and I know that people are really loving the England team this year, but when you compare our team to France, it's not a competition really. France's squad depth, you can take out a world-class player for France and bring in another world-class player. That is how good the French team is right now. The fact that the likes of Michael Olise is not even being called up for France when he wants to is unbelievable because he's an unbelievable player. It just shows the depth that France have in that squad, and I think France are definitely the favourites for this tournament. I think they're the best team in the competition. Moving on then to Poland, and I don't fancy Poland this year. I think they've had a few disappointing tournaments over the last few years, and some of their important players are just getting older, aren't they? Lewandowski, like who's going to take the reins from Lewandowski? Like Matty Cash is going to be one of the more important players, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's missing the Euros with injury. But if not, he's had more of a disappointing season with Aston Villa this season, and I don't fancy Poland this year. Netherlands, though, I think have an outside chance. I think Netherlands are on the side of the draw with England and France, so they're on both sides of the draw are tough this year. There's no easy route to the final. You're more or less destined to either be playing France, Spain, Germany, Portugal, or England in the semi-finals, which is not what you want really, unless one of these teams go out. But Netherlands, they got to the semi-finals in the World Cup where they played Argentina. I think it was the semi-finals, or did they play Croatia in the semi-finals? I know that they played Netherlands at some point, either in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals, because there was a massive, Netherlands and Argentina. It was a massive brawl-out game, really. But Netherlands, they've got Virgil van Dijk, who's just had one of his better seasons in his career since his big ACL injury. Wout Weghorst is still decent, I guess. Memphis Depay, though, he's just left Atletico, but I think he should be good in this tournament. But Netherlands have an outside chance, I reckon. Austria, though, I don't fancy. France, easy bet the house, I think. France, short fire winners. But Belgium, then, have an outside chance. The likes of Hazard, Courtois, I don't think they're going to... Well, Hazard's retired, obviously. I don't think Courtois is going to go to this tournament. I can't think off the top of my head who their backup goalkeeper is going to be. Is it Matt Sells? I can't think of another Belgian goalkeeper. But Kevin De Bruyne's last tournament, if he's going to go... I don't know if Lukaku's going to go, but Lois Openda has just had a fantastic season in the Bundesliga. He should really be starting up front. But, Belgium have underperformed, considering they came through their golden age where they had De Bruyne in his prime, Hazard in his prime, Lukaku in his prime, Courtois in his prime, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, and they didn't do very well with that team. They've still got some young players coming through. Jeremy Doku is a fantastic player out wide with Lois Openda. It's a very, very direct attack, a lot of pace. They could hurt some teams this year. It's just, have they got the overall squad morale, really? Because, you hear a lot of stories from the Belgium camp that squad morale is never great. There's always arguments. I'm trying to think of who this team is now. One of these is Slovenia and one of these is Slovakia. But either way, they're both in here. So just to avoid confusion, I'm putting them both in there. I don't fancy either team. Romania, also group stage exit. Scotland, group stage exit. I know people are fancying Scotland in Group A, but I just don't think that they have it. Like, realistically, they've got Scott McTominay, who's potentially going to be playing up front. That's not what you want, realistically. I think Switzerland will go up as second place in that group. And who's the third team? It's Romania, isn't it? I think Romania probably have a better chance of finishing third than Scotland, just because Scotland are a bit shit. Ukraine, I'm going to put as a dark horse. Done really well in their last Euros. They just burned out. I think it was England who played Ukraine in the semi-finals, which got us to the finals against Italy. But Ukraine played so well leading up to the tournament. They just burned out. They played back-to-back 120 minutes of football in the quarterfinals and the round of 16. And we just managed to capitalise. We'd had a pretty easy run, apart from Germany, leading up to that game. And they were just so tired. And I think Ukraine, they've got some good players. And I think it's not as if Ukraine have players that are like world superstars. They just always play well together. They always are a really tight-knit squad. They know what they're doing. They're going to have players that are coming into the tournament with good form, especially Viktor Skyankov, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's just had a good season at Hirona, and he's obviously looking to attract a move this summer. So it could be a decent tournament for Ukraine. Turkey, I think Turkey are in a tough group, and I think I did put Turkey to finish bottom. I think they're in the group with Portugal. And I can't remember who. I think it's Czech Republic I fancy more than Turkey in that group. Georgia is probably similar, group stage exit. I think these are the two favourites at the minute, France and Portugal. Some people, I don't know why, are sleeping on Portugal right now, but their squad is unbelievable. They attack. I'm not sure if Ronaldo's going to play, but he probably will just because it's Ronaldo. But even if you do have Ronaldo, alongside him, you've got Rafael Leao, you've got João Neves, Bernardo Silva, you've got a defence of Antonio Silva and Ruben Diaz, João Cancelo, Nuno Mendes, the Portuguese, Diogo Costa in goal. The Portuguese squad is so good right now, and I think people are overlooking it a little bit. But I think this is your final, and I think these are your semi-finals. I think France beat England in the semi-finals. I think Portugal beat Germany in the semi-finals as well. I think these four teams are probably your favourites, but I think these two make the final and these two are out of the semi-finals. But we will see, I guess. Czech Republic, dark horse. I think they will go up as second place in their group. I've just done a video with Czech Republic trying to win the Euros with them, and now I've got a newfound love for Czech Republic. But Patrick Schick is all I can really think of. Adam Holozek, Thomas Souček, Vladimir Sofal. It's a decent squad, just whether or not they can do it, I guess. But if they play to their strengths, they're a big team. Obviously, they'll be wanting to play set pieces. You never know in this tournament, I guess. There's got to be teams that go far. You can't just have the best teams going far because it never happens like that. There's always upsets. Hungary, I don't see going far. Switzerland, I think, will go up as second in their group. I'm having too many in dark horse here. I've got to have some in the outside chance. I'm about to. Croatia, Spain, and Italy, outside chance. But I think Spain go up to solid. It's a toss-up between Spain and Germany on which one goes to play Portugal in the semi-finals, I think. Spain have a great squad. One of the best midfields in the tournament, definitely. Rodri, Gavi, Pedri, Dani Olmo. Attack's pretty good. Morata, believe it or not, is still a pretty good striker. Ferran Torres, he might play. Lamine Yamal, I think he's going to this tournament. He should do. He's good enough, I reckon. Defence, who's their defence? I know I've seen that Marcus Llorente isn't going to the Euros because I think he's missing out with injury. As for the Spanish defence, why am I going blank? Laporte and Nacho Fernandez is probably going to be their back two, unless I'm missing someone. Grimaldo definitely is going to be playing left back. And who's the last one? Who's going to be playing right back? Carvajal. Carvajal's going to be playing right back. Toss-up between David Raya and Unai Simon to play in goal. And lastly, Albania, probably group stage exit. So that is sort of how I've got it. I think Italy are teetering. I think they've got a better squad than people give credit for. Jorginho, Barella, Chiesa. Defence is solid as well. Bastoni, Scalvini. I think Scalvini's injured actually. So it'll probably be Mancini. DiMarco, Di Lorenzo. It's a good defence. Donnarumma in goal. I like the Italian defence. It's just, they didn't even get to the World Cup. But they are the defending European champions. But I like it the way it looks here. Let me know who you disagree with and who you think should be higher or lower. Leave a like on the video as always and make sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing, obviously I do Football Manager content mainly, but I want to do a bit of Euro 2024 content while the tournament's on, just because we've got no other football on right now. But yeah, that's it for this video, and until next time, I'll see you later.